I'm going to move to Stewart Rhodes now, who is representing Mayor Ed Foster, as I understand. Stewart Rhodes is an ex-paratrooper, disabled vet, ex-firearms instructor, former Ron Paul staff member. He is a Yale Law graduate, research scholar, Montana, Nevada lawyer, and now Arizona lawyer. He has written for Jerry Spence's The Warrior on moreliberty.org, and he writes for Enemy at the Gate column for SWAT magazine. He is the founder and director of Oath Keepers at oathkeepers.org, and that's an organization formed, nonpartisan organization of currently serving military veterans, military and veterans, police officers, and firefighters who will fulfill the oath they swore to support and defend the Constitution.
It's my pleasure. I do want to clarify, though, I'm not admitted in Nevada or Arizona, just in Montana, but I'll be coming in pro hoc vice, just as permission to come in for one case.
Here we have a photograph of Stewart Rhodes. I want you to look at these two ears. Now, remember, this one face over here is facing this direction. This is a side view here, and this is a 3/4. So the difference with the ear, you're going to see a slight perspective change and a foreshortening of some of the areas. So it's going to the untrained eye, it will seem like it's a different ear, but I'm going to point out how you can tell that this is the same ear, even though that the perspective is slightly different. Now, forgive me, I'm actually using a mouse instead of a stylus, so I'm not going to be able to draw that accurately with this, but you at least get an idea. Let me create another layer here. Alright. Now, let's look at this here. I want you to notice this shape right here. Alright, that same shape is right here. Alright, now you'll notice the way this sweeps in, it comes down right to here. It creates another little small indentation inside the ear. Now you're seeing that indentation right here. This part right here is hidden. So this is that indentation you're seeing. Now, from there you see the bump right there, which is right there. Now, you notice this little hump right here. That's the little hump right there. Now you'll notice this little indentation right there. That's this indentation right there. Again, I'm using a mouse, I'm not using a stylus, so I'm slightly off on these, but you understand what I'm saying. Tip, tip. Notice the glasses sit at the same point, and they're virtually the same style, just these have a small little leg would be right there, but they're virtually the same style glasses. Now I want you to notice also the hair right here, right there. It's a cowlick, and also it's got a cowlick back in here, right there. Now this hair looks a little thicker than this hair, but that is done easily with there's certain types of sprays that the joke a long time ago that hair thickening spray, well, that's what they can use here. Basically it's a poly strand that attaches itself to the hair and makes it look thicker. Well, that's what you see here. Now you'll notice the same hair growth, same pattern. So we can say that this is exactly the same person. This is the same ear, but yet this person right here is the marshal from Holly Bobo, and that's, of course, Rhodes from the Oath Keepers. Now we see Rhodes playing a few other parts as well. Remember the calic and all that. Let's kill some of these layers. Now let's take this and let's flip it. Now, of course, this is the other ear, but just to show what we're doing here, we're going to just flip this image. Because you'll see this is a very particular type of ear. Again, this is a different ear. Remember, I just flipped this image. So, this is a different ear. But they still have the genetic traits that are the same. You still have this shape right here. That comes down. Right here. That comes down. You still have this right here. You still have this right here. You still have that lump right here, lump right here. Again, I'm using a mouse. I'm not using a stylus. If I was, it would be more accurate. So, again, with this situation here, I want you to see the same hair growth, same hair growth, same calic, same calic, same hair growth, same hair growth. Now, this person is Dennis Evans. He was a person that was involved in the some of the tornado damage this past year. This is, again, Rhodes playing another part. Now, this is the Holly Bobo, the person that we've already identified that the ear is Rhodes. Now, who Rhodes really is this person here from Pima County. And I'll get into him in a moment. We'll go over a little bit more in detail who he is and what he does. But you'll notice what they've done with the teeth here, they photoshopped the teeth in this person. And we'll get into that in a little bit, and I'll show you the exact, we'll zoom in on here and we'll see the pixels, and I can show you exactly how it was manipulated. And you'll totally understand, and you'll see. Now, if we notice, this is photoshopped. And alright, this is photoshopped in here. We can zoom in a little bit further and you can see how it pixelates. This is photoshopped. See, notice how it's a nice even blend here. This has been photoshopped. Now you can even notice where this has been cut in right here. That's not even the same color. You're getting a double JPEG image right here. That's why it's looking like that. Everything else looks pretty much consistent. The eyes look a little bit manipulated, but that's alright. That could be just because it's a studio shot. But you're seeing manipulation and same manipulation here and here, and his whole mouth has been manipulated with Photoshop. Now you notice the cheeks on this is Stewart Rhodes again. You'll notice these cheeks are the same cheeks here. This is Stewart Rhodes. He's a Pima County official.
And you know, I bring this up because there are people out there that are saying that this quartzite thing is a manufactured situation for all of us. That for some unknown reason, this is not a real deal, that the people involved are not real people. And I think, I mean, after listening to you...
Well, I invite that guy to come to the march and look at all the real people that he thinks are fake. I've seen those videos. They're ridiculous. You know, like the Harena shooting was also not manufactured. What a bunch of malarkey. You know, it's easy to sit on the sidelines and criticize those who are actually in the ring fighting.
That would be a good idea.
Just step into the ring and you'll feel the blood and, you know, see it face to face. Then he should do a public apology and recant for all the people that he's libeled. Unless you have proof that someone's somehow a government mole or a fake or whatever, you should shut your trap. You know, that's my message to him.
I do think...
Or come say it right to my face, please.
Okay. And I do think that he is the kind of person that I think if he actually believes that he has been wrong, he will come forward and say that. I do believe that.
I think he's delusional. That's what I think, frankly.
Well, he's, I don't think we should be speaking of him, but I would like for him to be there this weekend and see the
he's more than welcome to, and I promise I won't punch him in the nose.